Capricorn, welcome to your Celtic Cross reading. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. And we are doing old school Celtic Cross today, which is very nice and a nice break for me. Don't get me wrong. You can still see the love stuff in Celtic Cross, but that's the beauty of it, is that you can see more than one thing. They tend to be a little more extensive, which I enjoy. But first we're going to open with an oracle reading, and this comes from the Enchanted Map Oracle, which we just got, and I've been enjoying it. So I'll pull a card for you, read its definition, and then we'll go to work on your baseline. Also, just to let you know, anticipate a break in your message. Because my videos are over an hour long, I have to incorporate and or anticipate disruptions. I just have to. And I expect one for yours. But don't worry, it will pick up where it leaves off. And I might even have a little glass of wine by then. So, cheers to that. Show me that Capricorn energy, please. Show me what is going on for Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. What is going on for Capricorn, please? Show me Capricorn. Number 26, the deep freeze. Oh my. My. The 26 for some of you might be important. This is also, we have a lion here represented. So for some of you dealing with Leo, you might have some Leo in your chart, and that's exactly the kind of energy that you might feel is frozen at this time. Let's take a look. 26, the deep freeze. Everything has its season. Now's the time to put activity on hold while you rest. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forego ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity now, so reflect, read a good book, or get a massage. Rest and dream. The deep freeze. Interesting. So it's a form of hibernation then. It is a form of hibernation. Some of you might feel like some of your energies have gone cold, and it might be on purpose. You need a break. Don't engage in anything right now that is too difficult or arduous. Put that on hold. Take a moment to reflect. Take care of yourself. You don't always have to deep dive into everything. You don't always have to act on something right away. Just give it rest. Specifically, give yourself rest, so you can be in a better position to deal with these things later. But just now may not be the time. This is not a lifestyle, mind you. This is just something that you need to adopt now, or for a particular situation, place, or circumstance. Okay. Hibernate on it. Get some room between you and it. Okay, so you can reflect. Try not to act so harshly in the moment. Allow your emotions to rest. Okay. It's just something you're not prepared to take on right now. What that is, I do not know. But a state of no action. It's more or less like the Four Swords. No action right now. Quiet down. There's something you need to figure out. Take care of yourself. Rest your energy. Show me Capricorn, please. Show me Capricorn, please. What's going on for Capricorn? The world. Straight away with that. Crossing. The King of Crystals. King of Swords. You haven't made up your mind. Yeah, there's something here that you, in your estimation, might need cycling out, but you haven't committed to it yet. King of Swords on sideways. Crossing. Challenges. Giving it serious consideration. Don't act yet. Don't act just yet. Because if you do act, I want you to act with clarity. 100% you know what's up. Right? I don't know what that world is, whatever the cycle is to you. It could be anything. Work, household stuff, life stuff, family stuff, relationship stuff. The point is that you're not in a position to pull that trigger yet on the cycle. The reason I know that is because you're in a place of contemplation. You haven't committed to it. The determination is this. This is not yet. This is in the challenge position. So in other words, you don't have a full determination of thought yet. Never mind the action. Okay. All right. What is above you? Unseen influences. Ace of Wands. Ooh, interesting. What is above you is the Ace of Wands. Unseen influences. Relevant past. Five of Stars. Pentacles in this deck. Five of Pentacles. You've had breaks before, of course. Who hasn't? You've had breakages before. And how you've dealt with them is going to help play into what you're doing now. So that's why you haven't pulled the trigger yet. You've had breakages before. You've had separations before. And how those have played out, the motivation behind them, the energy it takes to break, is that something you're willing to do again? Even though you might have an opportunity up here, that doesn't necessarily mean you're ready to just break or part ways from a cycle. And it doesn't just have to be love, guys. This could be anything. Like if you're in that position where I hate my job. and I've been seriously thinking about leaving that job for a long time. But I remember from the past what it's like to break away from old jobs and what a pain in the ass that was. And then I have to get reestablished and get rehired somewhere else and interview and start all over again. Maybe it's just easier to stay where I am right now. I don't know. The point is don't make any decisions right now. You're clearly not in the position to do so. So what's interesting to me is above you, you have a new opportunity. Below you, you remember what it's like to break away from things in the past. Okay? What is exiting? The Three of Cups, the connecting. There's something in your heart space that you are not able to connect with, not in a way that's easy, simple, or fluid. It's not. There's something there. See, we just crossed into the realm of that kind of personal energy, didn't we? So there's something here. The Three of Cups is like Two of Cups, easy peasy. I love you, you love me. It's pretty simple love package. Okay, now the Three of Cups has that meaning of connecting, reconnecting, or simply bringing together celebration in our heart space. Being able to enjoy our love energy with at least one other person in a way that's easy, simple, and celebratory. Bringing it together. You know? So it doesn't have to be one person. It's just my love energy for you. I'm having a hard time bringing it together. Okay? So it's kind of like that. Now it's not as substantial as, say, the Chariot, who was exiting for Virgo, but they had a realistic grip on it. So I wasn't too worried about them. But you're not prepared to pull the cycle on this. It's on your mind. There's other fish in the sea, right? Oh, but God, what a pain in the ass this is, because you gotta bring... I'm not trying to laugh. I'm really not. It's just the simplicity of it. Again, how do you know you're in a Capricorn reading? This. 1, 2, 3, Christina. Steps A, B, C. Okay. King of Stars. Excuse me, my throat's trying to go on me right now. All right, so in this deck, the stars is the pentacles and the crystals are the swords. So the King of Pentacles, whatever it is you choose to do, in your immediate future, you're telling me it was for the best. You are choosing your own self-interest. Deep freeze. What did they say? Focus. Focus on thyself. Hibernate. Don't take any immediate action. Focus on your own sense of care. Okay? That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're choosing. In your immediate future, well done. So we haven't made a full decision yet. You'll get there. Alright? So in the meantime, focus on you, and that will help you ease you into whatever direction it is you think you need to take or feel you need to take. Yeah? Your strengths. Page of Crystals. Yeah. Page of Swords, you're trying to learn, trying to keep your eye on something, trying to open up to it. I'd like to see that be a little bit more substantial under your strengths. I know you have more strengths than that. Of course, we will clarify. Your surrounding environment, Ace of Cups. Okay, that's interesting. You have some supportive energy here, which is always a good thing. And you also want what's best. You do. You want what's best. Your energy does have the markings of 2 aces, so there is potential, yes. But in your environment, you want a supported, loving environment. You do. And also you want to do what's best. Best for you, best for whoever else is involved. Ace of Cups is our biggest, fullest heart space that suggests it's healed and it knows what it does and what it should be doing and what it should be feeling. That's the benefit of having a full cup. And once it gets very, very full, the idea is that it breaks off and becomes two. Okay? So you want the fullest of hearts. In other words, you want what's in the best interest for you and whomever it is you are connecting to. So it's coming from a healthy place. It's coming from a loving space. Okay? I'd like your strengths to be a damn sight better than that, but because I would say the Ace of Cups in that respect is quite a strength. You know, I know that's what you want to see in your environment, all right? As a loving space that's natural and fluid. Hopes and fears, Flower of Life. That's unique to this deck. I will read from it, of course. It's number 23. So I will look up the Flower of Life and I will read it to you, but it's under your hopes and fears. And the outcome, 4 stars, 4 of Pentacles. Now I told you, you can't stay that way. That's okay for now. I'm glad you're putting the focus on you. I am. But eventually you're going to have to make a decision. Your resolve is to hold on to whatever this is a little bit longer. In other words, you're telling me you still don't know. You're not trying to be ignorant with it, like the 2 of Pentacles or the 2 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles, at least you're trying to work shit out. 2 of Swords suggests active ignorance. I don't have a choice. I don't have an A or a B. Yes, you do. So, 4 of Pentacles, holding back for now, yes. You're telling me you have an awareness of a decision here. You do. But you're still, and that you want the best too. But this bothered me right away. Not enough thought and or actual action to back up the circumstances, and your outcome is proving it. You're not giving yourself nearly enough credit to deal with this. So yeah, by all means, don't rush in to take action. I don't agree with that either. And I do agree that you need to put the focus on you. The whole point of putting the focus on you is so you can get back to your comfort zone and you can operate accordingly from your base. Okay? We should always be operating from our base. Your base is the King and Queen of Pentacles. So yes, put the focus on you, but at some point you're going to have to make a decision, because there is literally a decision here between potentially new and having to do what you need to do. And I can already tell this Capricorn's like, yeah, but I've done what I need to do before in the past and it's a pain in the ass, and I don't know that I'm necessarily willing to do that just yet, Christina, so I'm going to hold back. Eventually at some point you're going to have to get confrontational. 4 of Pentacles. Now we will clarify, of course, and we'll see if that doesn't have a deeper meaning to it. It could be that you're working up to it. Like, you know it might be in your best interest to break from whatever this is, but you're not exactly skipping out the door to do it. It kind of depends. I need to see your clarification. First, let's start here with the world. Show me the world for Capricorn. Show me the world, please, for Capricorn. I'm kidding again. Yeah. Show me the world, please, for Capricorn. Dead center reading. Show me. Okay. Show me the world, please. Show me the world, please. Show me the world, please. What is this cycle? Potential cycle, I should say. 6 of Wands. How so? Page of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. There's that determination there. Whatever this cycle is to you, you don't give much to it. You really don't. You know that. You don't give much to it, but you get enough, I apologize, you get enough of it from it that it gives you a certain level of confidence, but you otherwise don't give too much to it, and you already know that. Hence why it's on the chopping block. But it's on a hypothetical chopping block. You're judge, jury, and potential executioner. Excuse me. I just got back from vacation, and you know how it is when you need a vacation from your vacation? I was pretty much at the pool every day for about 6 days, and all that chlorine and all that sunshine and pollen. Oh, but I don't regret it though. It was good, but yeah, it got me all congested. The chlorine water. Whew. day in, day out. Let me tell you, honey. Okay. But yes, the world. Here's the thing. Whatever this is, Capricorn, whether you know it or not, you actually don't give much of yourself to it. It's Page of Pentacles. That's your personal page. It's like, you know that with the Queen of Swords. But you get something from it. Six of Wands. It makes you feel good, but not enough to really do anything about it. But not really enough to do anything to develop it. You've already told me that that connectivity energy, romantically or otherwise, is already on the outs with you. It's exiting. You feel it or you can sense it. Like there's no point in trying to bring this together. I can kind of feel it waning off. So I don't know what the big decision is, because you're already telling me you don't put much of yourself into it anyway. Yeah, it gives you a kick. It makes you feel good. A little bit. Yeah, sure. It makes you feel a little proud. Six of Wands. There might even be a certain ease with this energy. Like, I got this. Right? But there's not much emotional space here. And again, you know this. There's not a lot of investment on your part. Again, you know this. So what's the big back and forth about? Does it really feel that good to you? Six of Wands? I don't know. Your King of Swords, you know this intellectually, but your King of Swords, the actual execution of what you know, that's under question. I told you I got something here on the chopping block, and it's kind of like you don't want to deal with it. It's like, yeah, I'm the executioner, but, you know, I take a long time to walk up to that platform. Again, I'm literally the Capricorn I'm talking to. I'm not telling you anything, and that's if you resonate. Anything you don't already know. So if you've put so little of yourself into this, your emotions are detached from it. You know the feelings for this are on the outs. It makes you feel a little good, and maybe that's why you keep it around, because you know you get a little something from it, but not enough to invest yourself. No, no, no. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, fuck that. It's literally over the world. But you haven't pulled the trigger. Why? Some of that King of Swords, please. Is it really that big of a deal to break away from this? You give so little of yourself up to it, honey, but the degree of difficulty is entirely up to you. I see it one way, but you experience it something else altogether. I see the simplicity of it in the cards. Well, simplicity of it. But what you experience might be something else altogether. Some of that King of Swords, please, crossing. The actual thing of it. Ah, temperance. Give it time. Give it time. Let time pass. Patience. Why? Why? You give so little of yourself to this anyway. Why? Why give it patience? Because they actually mean quite a bit to you. The Empress. Or they're quite substantial in your life. No. What else, please? I need decided energy, please. I see. I see. I got it. See? You're trying to do that thing where it's... Okay. 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 That's what all the hemming and hawing is. I'm like, if Capricorn invests so little of themselves into this, and they know their love energy is on the outs for this, let me know if you're dealing with a Taurus or Libra, by the way. We also have Sag here. If there is so little of yourself put into this, particularly on the emotional level, but it still gives you a certain level of confidence to engage with it, but you're still kind of detached from it, you don't really give it much of your energy at all, whatever this is. It's literally on the chopping block, but you haven't executed it. And I'm like, why? You have so little engagement with it. Why is it such a big deal for you? Why am I seeing this big thing about ending this? All right, you're telling me you're not invested in it, and I believe you. I totally believe you. I completely 100% believe you. And then I dig deeper about what's with the hemming and hawing. King of Swords on the side. Wait, shit or get off the pot, as we say in the South. What's the big deal? What? We found the big deal. Again, real person, real tarot. I also use real language. Hi, my name's Christina. You can expect that from me. Okay? Yeah. We do the real stuff, and I have real verbiage. I understand it can be offensive to some folks. There you are. Sassy Scorpion Tarot. Hope you stick around. And if you don't, I understand. Some people are sensitive to language. I understand that. Okay. Now the King of Swords, so you have it right here, baby. You acknowledge this. You acknowledge this. Then the King of Swords, but the execution. The execution, Christina. Let's talk about that execution, Capricorn. Okay. Heal it. Maybe I can heal it. Why? You're not very invested in it. Oh, well, because they're actually a person of substance in my life. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger. It's just, the thing is, Christina, real talk, okay, if I'm being honest with you, Christina, look, when I try to put energy into this, I'm fucking exhausted. When I try to put real world energy into this person, I'm tired. The passion is forced, or the drive is forced, the energy. Just please just think of the Knight of Wands as pure energy. That's all it is. It's steam. I have to say this all the time to correct other tarot readers who say it's a player. Jesus Christ. This is steam. Our energetic steam, okay? When I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm going to do tarot today. Boom, there goes my Knight of Wands. I'm so excited. Woo! I get to be me, right? That's my energy taking off doing what it wants to do. That's what I'm talking about, is our energetic steam. Can he mean immediate and abrupt passion? Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. He's still wand energy. The fastest of the wand energies. Okay? But this is our steam for a big concept. I see that because Temperance is here and the Empress is here. So no, this is not just our fling person. This is not our booty call. This is our energetic steam for this situation that you find burdensome. It is really hard for you to show steam to this situation. And that's because the love energy for it's on the ouch. You find it increasingly difficult to pull it together in your heart space for this person. Okay? That's why, even though your energy is so little invested into this, you finding it difficult to break from it, to pull the trigger on this cycle. It's because actually they're quite a large person of substance in your world. And you kind of do this thing, well, maybe I can heal it, but every time you try to put real energy into it, you get tired, you get exhausted. It's hard to sustain this connection, and I'll tell you why, Capricorn. It's not an accusation. I'm telling you the reason why you're finding it so hard, okay, to continue to put energy into this connection is because the love is on the exit. It is really hard for you to keep bringing it together with this person. And your biggest clue was how little you put into it. You know it. It's right here. You know it. It's over that side. It's over the world. You haven't completely authorized it yet. You have not authorized it. We're over here. We're putting off all those decisions. How long this is going to take, I don't know. Four of Pentacles is your outcome. So this might take a while. So for those of you who are disappointed, I just wanted you to talk about new love. Honey, that's just not what this is. That's just not what this is. Not today. Do you have the potential for new? Uh-huh. It's here. It's hovering. It's hovering. And I think you know that. It's weighing in as one of the things as your potential decisions. Is that you have new forms of inspiration, new pathways, new directions. It doesn't have to be just in love, but just the inspiration of new is there. But when it comes time to actually execute, you go sideways. You say, no, I can't write off on that. I'm trying to heal it with this person because they actually are someone of substance in my life. Now, this could be a maternal figure. This could be a mother figure, a parental figure. But it's really coming across heavily more so as significant other. Okay. But we don't have the energy for this when we try. But we keep giving it the college try. And yes, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. When you have someone of significance in your life, you're supposed to. What you originally posed to me was like, I could give or take this. I put so little of myself into it, and I believe you. So why would that change when you try to heal the connection? When you put so little of yourself into it, what does that tell you, Capricorn? Okay. Okay. What is above you? Unforeseen energies is this Ace of Wands. Show me. Show me this Ace of Wands, please. Show me this Ace of Wands, please. Some of this Ace of Wands. Oh, straight away. You're not investing in new opportunities. You're telling the universe you're not open to it. They're there. But you're not trying to become invested in new opportunities right now. You're saying it's not for you. You're saying new opportunities are not for you. Just the idea of it exhausts you. You're not trying to become invested in new opportunities. What else, please? Anything else, please, about this Ace of Wands? You're not interested in starting over. You find that to be disastrous. If you want transition to succeed, and I mean a healthy transition of the world, if you really want to completely close this cycle and not end up with a Four of Pentacles outcome, you need to change your thinking about new beginnings. That's the Capricorn I'm talking to. If that's not you, great. Capricorn I'm talking to suggests that they're in something that they know is on the precipice of cycling out, that it's pretty much on them and or their decision. They delay that. The love's exiting. They find the energy for it difficult. They put little of themselves in it to begin with. They have the opportunity of new, which they automatically reject. And so long as this Capricorn fears the new, they're going to stay in the old. You see how easy that is? This is the advantage of the Celtic cross. I can see the movements. Somebody tries to go this way, I can see that. And when they go that way, I can see that too. You go up, you go down. I need to do these more often. The idea of new, you don't want to invest in the new. Just the idea of it bums you out. That's the Capricorn I'm talking to. You find it exhausting to invest in the new, and you find it exhausting to invest in the person you're connected to. That's the very thing that has to change if you want to cycle out or peacefully, respectfully, and in desires of your own wishes and wants. Okay? Stop thinking of the new as being disastrous. And that will help ease this whole fucking thing. Your relevant past is Five of Pentacles. I know you've been through some breakages. Realistically, who hasn't? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to set up shop again. Whether it's in your house or your love life. I'm sorry, honey. I'm real. Your energy's being real with me. I'm going to give it right back to you. It's a pain in the ass to start shop all over again. To set up shop all over again. Job, life, family, career, you name it. It's hard. I know you've broken from things in the past, and that's one of the things that's literally staying your hand in present day. It's like, fuck. My feelings for this person might be on the out. I might give shit to it in the real world. I may not have much steam for it, but man, I've been through breakages before, and I don't want to deal with that shit, and I don't want new either. Let's talk about it. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, please. No shit. Really? I couldn't fucking tell. Yeah. No, I know you've been through some household breakages before. I get it. The full-on disruption of household finances. That's a big one for some of you. That hit really hard. Parting of ways with the finances. Always feeling like you got the short end of the stick. Not feeling financially secure from breakages or divorces in the past. I got it. That hit really fucking hard. I just saw somebody's... I'm sure you've seen the uptick in somebody's finances, right? Where it goes up and then the scale goes down. That's what I just saw right now. Somebody's bank account went up and then it deflated. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, you're absolutely terrified about the disruption of household stability, comfort, money. And that's where the big pain in the ass is coming from. I know you've been through it before, and that's very much marking your decisions in future day, and that's why you continue to hold on to somebody that really probably should have cycled out some time ago. How you've handled things in the past with your breakages is determining what you're experiencing now. And that's the reason why it's delayed your hand. I know. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. In your relevant past, you've been through some serious shit. I'm talking splits with divorces and the family and the separation of the family unit and all that. I know. And that's why it's called your relevant past. That's literally what this position is. It is your relevant past and how it's playing out in your current day situation, and how it's also touching on your future too. Okay? You don't want to start over. Starting over is a big pain in the ass to you. That's the Capricorn I'm looking at. You don't have the energy for it. You say you don't want to invest in the new, but you also tell me you don't want what you have. What's playing into all this is your fears of separation, having to start over, having to get that's the very thing that has to adjust. If you want to see change as positive and not negative, you have to see the investment of new as a good thing, not a scary thing. Okay? But you've had enough experiences to say that kind of change, Christina, is scary as fuck, and I don't want to do it again. That's because not many of you have had enough new changes that operate from a place of good. Okay? That's why don't do anything right now. I want you to get in touch with your King of Pentacles self. Please. Understand what it is that you need. Put some of that energy on you. Because this is at a big, giant fucking stalemate right now. Show me that Three of Cups as the exiting. What is exiting is your ability to bring the love space together for this person. Show me this Three of Cups, please. Show me this Three of Cups, please. Show me this Three of Cups, please. Strength, let me know if you're connecting to Leo. No. What else, please? You've been at it for a while. You've been at it for a while. Strength. Seven of Swords, and it's kind of like your little secret. It's your little secret. It's taking you strength to keep bringing the love space together that you do not naturally feel. When you naturally feel it, you don't need strength. It just is. Like I saw in Taurus's reading. They had a Three of Cups, a King of Wands. That's pretty fucking natural. It's a natural feeling. This is, Christina, I need strength to pull this shit together every day. And you don't want it. That's why you put so little of yourself into it. But this person is of significance to you. They are some sort of partner. Or there's someone who is close in your life that you just don't have steam for, but you don't want to deal with the breakages. You don't want to invest in the new. So Capricorn, what do you want? You really need to ask yourself that. I need you to pull yourself aside. Stop. Stop. Put this shit down for a second. Pull yourself aside. What do you want? If you don't want this, and you don't want that, then choose yourself. There's that King of Cups. The bigger part of your heart space for this situation is over. It's been on the exit. You're just now catching up to the reality of it. And I know that because it's taking you strength literally to pull together the barest minimum of cups for this person or situation. But the bigger part of your heart space for this is over. That's why you're needing strength. The literal energy of the lion to bring together bare bones cups. It's taken me everything I got to bring together these Three of Cups, Christina. I can see why. You kicked it off dead center baseline. Your past is backing it up. Your future orientation, what's hovering around you is the potential for new. You tell them you're not interested in that, that freaks you out. It takes too much to change. It takes too much to break away. It takes too much to change. Okay, I need you to back off. I need you to back off. I need you to back off. No shit. That oracle card just laid it out flat for us, didn't we? Okay, time check. Very good. Show me that King of Pentacles, please, in the near future. Show me that King of Pentacles, please. Four Cups. So long as you remain detached from yourself, you will remain disappointed. So long as you continue to not be in tune with yourself, this is literally what this means. So long as you continue to not be in touch with yourself and you disregard your own experiences as an individual and person, your own sense of freedom, your own sense of individuation of choice, so long as you continue to disregard that energy, you're going to remain unhappy. When you neglect yourself, you're going to be unhappy. If you do not understand your own depth of Four Cups, you're going to remain attached to them. It's not going to improve. Okay? So I need you to do more work about you. What is it that you want? Because it's kind of like, well, Christina, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Then what's in between the rock and the hard place, Capricorn? You. I want you to stop engaging in this. And I want you to put some energy on you. What do you want? Gemini energy. You might be dealing with a Gemini. You might have some Gemini in your chart. Six of Pentacles. The Emperor. If you have Gemini in your chart, I suggest you use it. You need to understand the duality of your nature here. As you do right by you, if you choose to do right by you, use the Emperor in your favor. Not commanding that this is how it has to be, but in fact showing yourself the energy that you want to see. Then you have a chance of successfully coming into your own. There's a lot of factors in here, honey. There's too many factors here. I do know this. If you neglect yourself, you will continue to show disappointment. But if you can show yourself the necessary love, the necessary strength of your own convictions, and balance with yourself accordingly, you can stand in your power. The love you cannot show this connection or connections to the past or even hope for something new. Turn it on yourself. It's going to require some real strong honesty and self-claiming power that I neither want this nor that, so I instead choose me. That's going to take a lot of effort, more than what you were showing this Page of Pentacles. You're going to have to put the effort and energy you just feel you cannot put into the future. Not with new opportunities that you know you can't go back into the past towards. That's obviously over. You've been through it before. In this situation you no longer have feeling for, you're going to have to put it on you. I told you. I'm between a rock and a hard place. What's in between those? You. If you have any sort of interest in self-investment at all, you start with you. Just back away from this and go into a space where you just kind of restore your own energy and what it is that you want for you. What would you choose for you? What would Capricorn choose for Capricorn? You can't go back to the past. And you're telling me you're not interested in future opportunities. You see, it's too scary. It's too hard to start over. But apparently you don't love this situation anymore, but you haven't let it go. So what are you going to do? Invest in you. If you can't show this connection, strength of love, then you can show it to yourself, and that will give you some sort of starting point. And I know, Capricorn, I'm looking at you, and I know you have hopes for a stronger connection. And if you were being honest with yourself, You would like a stronger connection. But it does require you to make changes to go towards the new and stop acting like it's such a big pain in the ass to start over. It might well be. I can tell you've done it. And you remember distinctly how hard that was. I know. But if you want new, you have to be willing to make changes. If you want a stronger connection, prove it. Choose it. But that requires you choosing you first. And putting all the energy into you. I know you desire a stronger connection. And I know you also desire stronger feelings for yourself within yourself, to stand in your own power. To not feel like you're subject to this or that. That you're not always headed towards relationships that are going to fail. Or that you're perpetually doomed to be stuck in one that you don't want. There is more to life than that. But you have to choose you. You have to know that. It is not a case of I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. No, you're damned if you do nothing for you. That's the only way you'll be damned, is if you choose to do nothing for yourself. If you insist that you're stuck, you're going to stay that way. You have more power in you than you know. And you have more truth here than you're willing to admit. That's why I was irritated. As soon as I saw that for your strengths, I thought, bullshit. Why are you showing me a page of swords in your strengths? What the fuck is that? I'm willing to look into it. You have more truth than you are giving yourself credit for. You know exactly what's up. I will give you this. I have not seen the Five of Swords or the Moon for you. But it's also kind of like, I don't know what to do. I'll tell you where you can start. You start with you. Let this, stop working this, stop working this. Stop working this puzzle, stop working this Jenga tower, stop working the Rubik's Cube, put that shit down. Start with you. As with most things, all things begin with ourselves. Page of Swords is under your strengths. Actually, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is a great breaking point. I'm actually glad I caught that. We're going to kick back up on your future orientation line. We're going to see what's going on here. I don't care for your outcome. I'm not going to lie about it. It tells me that while you have the potential to learn more about yourself and to do right by for yourself, you're still holding back. We'll see. We'll see. And when we come back, honey, we're going to have a glass of wine because we need it. Okay. I will see you in a minute, Capricorn. All right. I'll be right back. And we're back as promised, and with a little glass of the vino. Now, let's pick up where we left off. Page of Swords as your strengths. I call bullshit on that right now. Okay? We can do a little bit better than that, don't you think? Page of Swords as your strengths. Show me which one, please, for Capricorn strengths. Yes, the Botticelli. Okay. Show me the Page of Swords, please. I do apologize. Show me the Page of Swords, please. Show me that Page of Swords for Capricorn strengths. Justice. Keeping a blind eye, not enough information about how to balance the scales for yourself. What's the correct situation? How to approach this? Are you giving yourself justice? Are you giving the situation justice? Are you giving this your full power, your full sense of direction and attention? Okay, your forthrightness, your ability to solve problems. All those things that Capricorn is known for. Are you giving this thing, or yourself specifically, justice? Are you seeing this correctly? Because it looks like, I know you're like, this sucks and that sucks. Okay, I agree with you, it does. But what really causes the suckiness, Capricorn, is that thing that says, I can't work with this and I can't work with that. That's the real suckiness. It's not that you have to pick one and love it. It's just your point of view needs to shift. Don't see new opportunities as threatening and something that's not, you just don't have the time or energy to invest in. That's not true. It's not true. It's just not true. You have the potential for new surrounding your energy, but it would take you seeing it as a positive before you'd be gravitating towards it, which means you'd have to have a stronger sense of self and treating yourself with a sense of justice and balance and fairness, and seeing the love and strength within you before you can see it in something or someone else. Okay? So no, there needs to be a stronger sense of awakening to what justice is. What is fair, what is correct for you, this situation. Okay? What else, please? With the Queen of Cups. That's what I'm saying. You need to show more love to yourself and understand and ask if this is what is acceptable to you. Is this is what's fair in your heart space. I'm not telling you to love someone that you don't love. That's never a good thing. And it's also not feasible. It's not realistic. And that's just not what we're trying to do here. You're in a situation you don't have feeling for. You show very little investment towards it. In other words, you're not jazzed up about it. You're not enthused about it. But you keep the cycle open. You haven't determined to close it. Yet it drains you to give any sort of measure of energy towards it. The idea of new disturbs you. And it shouldn't. But it does. I know you come from a background where breaking, separating, divorcing has proven to be monumental. Difficult. You don't want to do it again. So again, what do you do? I want you to put all that intensity of energy into yourself. That's critically what's missing. Once you understand your love space, what it is you are capable of, what it is you're showing to yourself, the strength, the conviction you show yourself, that sense of justice you should be showing yourself, but what you want to do with this connection, with this life. When you ask yourself those honest questions, instead of just kind of going through the motions, you must have a stronger sense of vision of movement and what it is that you could possibly be doing, instead of just accepting this position of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Okay? No. So the Ace of Cups is your environment. You know you want what's best for you. You do. You know you want your heart space to be full. You want it to be functioning at full capacity. You want it to be a healthy cup. You want it to be a healthy heart. That's what you want. You want it in your environment. It's what you want to see. Two of Wands. And you know this. You want to see an environment full of love, where you feel comfortable in it, where your heart space can relax, and it doesn't have to lie. And there it is again, death. Fuck. Jesus, honey. You're telling me the love environment is over. Death is over. Your major concepts of love, not once, but twice. Let's, just in case we forgot. What's on the exit? 3 cups, your bare minimum energy to bring love energy together, which takes you strength when you try. That's because the bigger part of your heart space, it's not there anymore. Death has claimed it. In your environment, your very heart, your individual heart, where you should feel the most peace and harmony and love and sense of self. Also death. And you're telling me there's nothing you can do. In one respect, I agree with you. I just said it. Did you remember? You cannot force yourself to feel what is not there. If you don't love someone, then you don't love someone. That's non-negotiable. But then we go back to square one. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue to stay in a force-feeding cycle? Because the love's on the exit, and it's also absent in the environment as well. You can't show it, you can't demonstrate it, and you're not in a position to receive it. In order to receive it, you'd have to feel it and give it freely. So what are we going to do? Because you're showing me Page of Swords. Is this fair to me? Is this fair to my feeling? Forget this person. This existence, is it fair to you? I know you are afraid of endings. I know you're afraid of separations. And that is what has stayed your hand in this present cycle. But if that's true for you, you need to own it. Otherwise, you'll never be at peace with it. But do you really want to be a Capricorn who has an environment and a connection where they don't love that person? And they just kind of force-feeding it, keeping it going? Is that what you want? Don't tell me there's nothing you can do. There's nothing I can do. Don't tell me that. Yes, there is. Stop seeing new beginnings as a threat. Stop seeing endings as a threat. Because at the very least, if you can't bring love back into this equation, and you can't, not according to your energy, and that's fine. I don't want you to love someone that you cannot. If you have zero feelings for them and you try to healing and it doesn't work and you literally have no energy or steam for this, as you have told me repeatedly, but you're not in a space where you're willing to end it because you're afraid to, then what alternative you have is literally above you as the Ace of Wands. This is hovering over you. You can choose new. You can choose a new pathway. But you say you don't have the energy to invest in that. That's because you see it as scary. This is a real option for you. It is a real option for you. I know you say it's not, but it is. I'll tell you this much, Capricorn, at least you're not one of these people that's telling me, I want new, I want new, I want new, I want new, I want new. And as soon as they're presented new, they don't fucking take it. It's too hard. At least you're not doing that. At least you're not lying to me like that. I appreciate you for that. New is an option to you, but you're telling me it's too hard to invest. Seeing new as positive is kind of like that's bullshit to you. Because you have a cycle behind you that suggests you've had breakages, you've been there, you've done that, you don't want to do it again. You're tired of the losses, the financial hits, the separation of family. You're tired of it, right? You don't want to do it again. This time you told yourself, this time it was going to stick no matter what, right? I'm just saying, if you say that this isn't a pathway, and that's not a pathway, and that's not an option, and that's not an option, there's actually one that is. There is. I don't like that. I don't like seeing this absence of love so markedly. Death twice for all your major love concepts. What the fuck, Capricorn? You owe a justice to yourself. You owe the justice of love to yourself. But you don't want to open up to it. Page of Swords? Page of Swords? Ain't trying to learn too much about this. If you were honest with yourself about what it is you owed you, you'd be shocked by your own debt. You think it's just about this situation, don't you? That's what it is, isn't it? You really think this situation is just about this situation, that it's not really to do with you, it's about this situation, right? You don't understand that it's a debt you owe you by keeping yourself stuck in a cycle that you don't care for, that you do not love, that you are not in love with, and you haven't for some time, that you have to force yourself to keep it together even though you don't want to. You invest in yourself as little as possible. This person has been with you for a while, yes. But literally trying to put energy and passion and direction into it exhausts you. So I know you think it's about this. It's not about this. It's about your past that has accumulated on you and rolled up on you. that's dictating, Capricorn, don't bother investing in something new. It's too little, it's too late, and that shit's scary. At least with this, you know what you got. Do you remember the past, Capricorn? Don't forget the past. I'm not going to let you forget the past. Do you remember that shit? Do you remember that shit when we had to break up from family and friends and we lost money in the process? I'm not doing that shit again. Fuck no. So we're going to keep this party going. But it's not a party, is it? Yeah, I know you think it's all about this connection. Keeping it going, keeping it going. I said I wouldn't walk away from this one. I said this would be my last rodeo. I said this would be my last commitment. Keep it going, keep it going. I'm not going through that shit again. I'm not. Fuck new opportunities. They're scary and weird, and what does that even mean anyway? It's probably just going to end up the same way, right? And all the while, you have no idea the debt you are accumulating with yourself. Emotional negligence is the thing. I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about you. You continuing on in this way. I know you think it's all about that or them. It's not. It's you. It's a debt you're going to owe yourself one day. And you do owe yourself. You owe your heart debt. Continuing to show energy to something that you have no love for is a debt. Excuse the overhead noise. We're in that tricky interim where summer camp is over, but school has not yet started. Those are the sounds of a very excited 9-year-old. Now, your hopes and your fears. This is one of the specialty cards of this deck. Both your hopes and your fears. What you hope for is also what you fear simultaneously. It's a reflection. I had to stop there because we were a little too exuberant, a little too loud, so I had to stop. Here we go. Let's continue on with this one, please. The flower of life is the blueprint for creation. It has existed for thousands of years, reminding us of the unity of everything. We are all one, and the same life force flows through your best friend and your worst enemy. We are all connected on a global scale. If you suffer, we all suffer. Okay? Treat others exactly how you want to be treated, with love, warmth, and compassion. This card also signifies a period of your life where your connection with the divine is especially potent. Make sure to get out of your head and truly tune in to your spirit. We are all connected, and how you treat yourself is how you treat others. So if you're giving yourself bare minimum, you're giving this connection bare minimum. You don't have love for it, that's fine. I don't contest it. But that also means you're not showing a love of yourself either, honey. Do you see how that works? You're allowing yourself to accept what you believe you're worth, and I call bullshit. So the flower of life, both your hopes and your fears, you wish for greater connectivity. You really wish to experience the love that you have in you, but you don't. You would have to allow yourself to be in a position to receive it, and to tell yourself that that's what you deserve. Show me this, the hopes and the fears, please. Show me the hopes and the fears, please. And by the way, the 23rd for some reason might be important to some of you. The flower of life, please. The moon, and that's the very thing you try to conceal. You understand, Capricorn, on some fundamental level. You fucking understand on some level that the love you put out is the love you get back. You have no love for this situation, so you yourself are not getting what you need. Why would you? You have no feeling for it, but you keep the cycle going. Why? You have a fear of endings. That's not without precedent. I take that very seriously. I can see it for what it is. I get it. You don't want it to happen again. You're also terrified of the new. You say the new is no good. And so, because you cannot feel your love for this situation, you yourself are not receiving what you need. That's why I'm saying you owe yourself a debt. You really are in a space where you need to connect with your own personal identity. Show me the Four of Pentacles. Show me that Four of Pentacles, please. Oh, this is one of the harder ones. You've had some pretty light, easy ones, okay? You were due. You were due. I'm not gonna lie, honey. You had some lovely, light, easy ones. It was nice to see your playful energy, but this is hitting home for somebody, some Capricorn somewhere. Show me the Four of Pentacles, please, as the outcome. Outcome, please. Four of Pentacles. Outcome, please. Four of Pentacles for Capricorn. Show me that Four of Pentacles. Okay. Four Swords. Okay. That's a little better. There's an admission on your part that you need to take a look at this. I grant you, hey, you know what? The Four of Swords is an improvement over the Page of Swords. I'll take that. Fuck, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's a better graduation from a Page of Swords. You're not really looking at it. You're not trying to give it too much energy or focus, because if you did, it would startle you how much you owe yourself in terms of love. By continuing to stay in a situation that no longer calls to you, and the only thing that stays your hand is that you are terrified of endings. You said this was your last rodeo. You said you wouldn't do this anymore. That was it. No more cycles for you. No more endings. Yet the new terrifies you. Yet it hovers over you. This is in your hovering energy, your influence. And it's that very perspective of the new that you need to change in order to see it as positive. What else plays about that Four of Pentacles? So, you're going into a place of retreat in the future, Four Swords. To look at this. Three of Pentacles, go back to basics, the fundamentals, the building blocks. Anything else, please? Steps, steps, steps. In this deck, the Three of Pentacles is depicted as steps. Okay? Which I think is fair. Some of you are starting to better acknowledge the Ace of Cups, rather than the lack of it. Death is over that, claiming it, just like Death is over here claiming that King of Cups. Some of you are doing a better job of looking at it. While you go into your place of retreat, go back to the fundamentals, the building blocks, easy steps. Showing cooperation and a willingness to kind of restructure, bare minimum, your energy. Tentative steps. I'll take that. From where you were coming from, I'll take that. Yeah. So it may not be the most mind-blowing. It may not be the most ooh, ah. But you have to compare it against where you were coming from, which was not much. You have a hinge point in the near future where you have a very strong possibility of self-identity and really coming to terms with the cosmic debt of love that you owe yourself for retaining a situation that you don't care for. At some point, you're going to have to understand the debt you owed yourself. And you are trying to come to terms with it. You are. There's a better acknowledgement here of the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Cups. Okay, instead of just being like not feeling anything, you're starting to really examine what that means. Okay, instead of just accepting it, saying there's nothing I can do. Now you're going to start looking at it in the future. You're going to take this time out. You're not doing anything yet, so it's looking like we go into the deep freeze as we've indicated over here. I feel like you've been in the deep freeze, Capricorn. There's a difference though, that's you, underline. There's the difference though, I believe, in what this card is suggesting and what you've been doing. What you've been doing suggests you're not entirely aware of what's going on. I know you're terrified of past mistakes, endings. I also know that to some extent the idea of new beginnings don't thrill you. You may not know how deep that runs. And I do know you're keeping up a cycle that you have no love for. Okay? You feel that to some extent, but I just don't think you know how deep it goes. I really don't. Over here on the surface, you've kind of accepted it. Over here, you're telling me, okay, I admit there's some things that are off. They might have been off for a while, if I'm being honest. I wasn't really willing to look at it in the past. I'm more willing to look at it now in the future. Because I agree, it's not right. I'm not saying I'm prepared to do anything. Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. But Four of Swords, Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups, I'm willing to look at that cup and why I don't feel anything in there. I am. I'm willing to do that much. That's what you're telling me. Fine concession. But you will have an opportunity in the future. King of Pentacles, that's you. To balance up with yourself and feel very strong feelings. I hope you get into a space where you allow yourself to feel them. I do. I do. Claiming of identity right here. First, that Lover's card threw me off. But then I realized, you know, you may not feel like you have a bond with yourself. Because that's a lot of self-empowering energy right here. King of Pentacles. The Emperor. Six of Pentacles. You may not know or appreciate the bond you have with yourself. And that very bond you've neglected. Otherwise, would you really have allowed yourself to accept this or stay in this? Think about it. Okay. Yeah, I know this one isn't bells and whistles, but I insist, Capricorn, if this isn't you, check out your last couple too. They were positive and lovely and light and fluid and all that lovely stuff. But eventually we're going to get back to a hard reality for somebody. Okay? That's alright. That's alright. I'd rather you know than not know. I want to see this critical timeline here where you have the advantage, possibly, of a stronger sense of self-awareness. Getting back to your principles for some of you. October, that flew out right away. No hesitancy there. The Magician. Three of Swords. The only reason that self-identity, being able to recognize yourself again, how this love energy is not acceptable to you anymore, but you're not willing to do anything about it, the only thing that really keeps that from coming in, the full understanding, is the pain of it. It's been hard for you to examine this. It scares you. That's the only reason it hasn't come in faster. For many of you, I maintain, you'll have a stronger sense of identity and, frankly, what the fuck to do by October. You either need to accept this as it is, or you don't. Either way, you're not going to know what you're doing until you can absolutely say 100% this is me. This is my identity. This is what I do find acceptable. This is what I do not find acceptable. And until you get into that space, you're not going to know what you're doing. Because, I'm sorry, this rock and a hard place argument's not cutting it for me. I see where you've been. I know. But do you really want to be another one of those people that says, well, I've been through broken relationships or marriages before, and because I've been through it, I said I'd never do it again? So, if you resonate, then you already know the result of that decision. Is that something you can continue to accept or not? Because a big part of you wants to take off on a new chapter in commitments or relationships or whatever, and you resist it. But in order for you to take off, you'd have to be able to claim your energy, stand in your power, understand what it is you deserve, and the kind of debt you owe yourself for staying in what is essentially a loveless connection. I know they mean something to you, but it's like out of habit. And that energy is becoming harder to sustain. There are motivations of the past that scare you, that keep you in place. The possibility of the future scares you, keeps you in place. It really comes down to you. Can you be a Capricorn that identifies that you are worth more and deserve more, and that you are capable of change, that you are capable of movement, that you are capable of taking action? Sorry, I meant to do time checks. I just want to impress upon you, honey. You can go ahead and sit there and yell at me in the comments. It's all their fault. It's all their fault. But you're choosing to participate. If that's true. Let's say it is all their fault. You're choosing to participate and stay engaged in something that you have no feeling for. That you will not show determination to take action towards. Because you're terrified of repeating past mistakes. You said you'd never do it again. You said you'd never have that kind of loss again. You said you would make it work no matter what. Right? At what cost? We make decisions that we make that suit us at the time. That doesn't mean they're meant to stay with us indefinitely. The rules and things we put in place are meant to safeguard us at the time, but once we become safe and we know what's going on, we know what we're doing, we're meant to be able to change those rules as we go. That's called evolution. What worked for you then does not work for you now. If it did, the love wouldn't be dead. So I'm glad to see an admission on your part that you're willing to look at this a little bit more critically instead of just accepting it on the surface. Anyway, September, October are critical for many of you. $5 weeks for some of you. Making an interest, making an inquiry roughly in 5 weeks. So yeah, that would put us into September. September, October might be a good window for you to really kind of blast open and get reacquainted with what you understand is your identity. Okay, is there any other critical timelines, please? September, that's all I got. I keep coming up with 9s, 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s. That's where the energy is focused. For whoever resonates with this, and that's when it looks like we go into what this is calling the deep freeze. Do nothing until you've had time to hibernate, recover, and know what the hell you're doing. Okay? So over here, here's an acceptance of it, but not doing anything about it. Here is a bit more of an active participation. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. If you resonate, put it in the comments. Of course, this one was quite fascinating. I pushed it personally as far as I could go, but the fact of the matter is, I can't see much more until you see more. Like I said, I see a kind of concession to kind of open up to the reality of the situation instead of just accepting it. C M M T J the rabbit. You can keep yourself very busy, very preoccupied. Most likely so you don't have to think about it. The chakra. Yeah, no, I agree. Your chakra's not in alignment. Did I see the bull? I thought I saw the bull. NVD. Feather, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, big dollar bill, Taurus energy, but also, of course, you and Capricorn. Small dog, some of you might have a small dog. I'm talking like Terry, Yorkie, Chihuahua. Aquarius, there might be some Aquarian energy here. For some of you, your person is Virgo, or you have some Virgo in your chart. The zombie. Same thing, day in, day out, no change. Big masculine glasses, okay? You are your person. Okay, I think that's it. No, I say that. And then A. Okay, that's it, that's it. All right, that's enough. Capricorn, I'll tune in on you in a couple of weeks, see what we're doing. This is one of the reasons why I really do enjoy the Celtic Cross, and I do need to incorporate it more, is that, like I said, when we're in that place when we're trying to run or avoid things, you can see things in the Celtic Cross, north, south, east, west, where the energy's trying to go, where it's trying to relieve itself, where it's trying to pick itself up, where it's trying to, where it currently is, where it could be. You have a compass of north, you say, no, that's not an option. You have a compass of south, you say, no, that's not an option. This you seem to accept but don't really engage in. You have a future orientation of really reclaiming your identity strongly. Strongly. And it's looking like for some of you that period involves September to October. And this is more than just getting your hair done and getting your nails done. I'm talking, this is some serious self-identity shit. And I need you to do a little bit more than the Page of Swords about the emotionality specifically that you owe yourself. Because you have created a debt within you by accepting something that is not for you. If it was for you, you would have love for it. So it's not about them or they. It's about you. Capricorn, I know your personality. You don't like debts. And that's one of the reasons why you're not looking at yourself for very hard. The debt you owe yourself, like I said earlier, would shock you. Okay? It's not meant to be coming down on you. I want you to understand and appreciate the reality of your situation if it's your situation. So if it's not, don't accept it. You see how simple that is? Don't accept what is not yours. There you go. Like I said, I'll check on you in a couple of weeks. I guess many of you are going into that place of deep freeze. Whatever it takes. Get you where you need to be, that's fine. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.